Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nightly Weird Show. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Gina. Tonight we are going to discuss the weird and unexplained, and we have some very interesting guests who are going to share some stories with us.
The Nightly Weird Show starts now.
Have you ever heard of the urban legend about the melon heads? Melon heads are not just a scary story that you tell your kids to keep them from wandering, but are actual human creatures. Melon heads are generally described as humanoids with bulbous heads who occasionally emerge from hiding to attack people and are also cannibalistic. According to a legend, a hospital in the area of Saugatuck, Michigan was treating hydrocephalic children. The hospital was forced to close and the children had nowhere to go, so they were released into the woods. Recently, teens had spotted these creatures near the Felt Mansion in Holland, Michigan. What could be more terrifying than the thought of deformed children that never grew up, living in the woods and waiting to attack? Personally, I'd stay clear of that location altogether.
How would you feel if you could no longer trust your own memories? A new film from writer-director David Guy Levy takes that idea and runs with it. The Mandela Effect is set in a world where a father rapidly descends into grief after the sudden death of his daughter. However, in the middle of that grief, he becomes racked by bizarre visions, leading to a realization that the Mandela Effect isn't just real, but that parallel realities and existence are in flux. Named after a false memory shared by thousands of people claiming that politician Nelson Mandela actually passed away in the 1980s, it has also been applied in recent years to the fact that many people remember certain spellings differently, like the fact that the Berenstain Bears is often remembered as the Berenstein Bears. Explanations for the effect have ranged from simple cases of mistaken memory to conspiracy theories that our reality is actually being manipulated by sinister outside forces. The Mandela Effect, starring Charlie Hoffheimer and Aleska Palladino, will be released in theaters and on video on demand on December 6th.
Our first guest this evening is Gianna, who has some interesting information about the Bermuda Triangle. Please welcome Gianna.
Thanks for joining us today, Gianna.
Thanks for having me.
So when was the first incident of missing ships in the Bermuda Triangle?
So the first incident was in the 1800s, and it's when a USS Pickering sailed to Delaware, and it was never found again.
When was the most recent incident?
It was May of 2018, and a ship disappeared in Eleuthera. So
How many people die?
there were 7 deaths.
7 deaths. Wow,
Yeah.
That's a lot of deaths.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Very.
Anything else you'd like to add?
It's just a crazy triangle. I don't know.
It
Devil's
is.
Triangle.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today,
Thank you for
Gianna.
having me.
Thanks, Gianna. That is indeed unfortunate. We go over to Nick, who has the story of the $1 bill that got everyone's attention at the New York State Stock Exchange. Can we all welcome Nick?
Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have you ever had the opportunity to see this dollar bill?
I actually did. I actually got a plug in the stock exchange, so I had my friend actually take a picture of it and send it to me on iMessage. So.
And you said the traders were triggered how so?
So from what was told to me, they was basically like, you know what I'm saying, they were in distress, you know. It was, they said they ain't never seen nothing like this at all. And you know, they be going through it all in the stock exchange
Right.
floor, so.
All right, it's a butterfly dollar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would you think someone would take the butterfly dollar?
So I actually did my research on this, and it's actually it actually worth some money now.
Is
So
it?
it's actually worth like $60,000.
$60,000. You wouldn't happen to have one of these butterfly dollars, would you?
No, because actually, somebody took that dollar.
They took it from you?
No,
I was going to say, if you had it, I mean, you and I could talk after the show. And go on.
I mean, if your price right, I mean.
We'll talk. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Nick. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Speaking of conspiracies, Max has alarming evidence that your Android phone might actually be spying on you. Please welcome Max to the show.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you, Daryl.
So do all Android phones have this problem?
No. Some definitely have this problem, like Samsung, but I checked the list, and certain models like LG, they're not on there, so they don't have that problem.
So where do you find like if your phone's actually affected?
CryptoWire has posted a list of the vulnerabilities and the models they go with on their website at cryptowire.com.
And are you yourself a PC person or are you a Mac man?
I'm a PC. Macs are too expensive.
Opinions vary. Well, thanks for joining us, Morris.
Thank you, Daryl.
Well, that's creepy. And so are UFOs. We now move over to Tom, who claims to have some top secret information about UFOs. Please welcome Tom to the show. Hey, Tom. You okay?
Yeah.
All right. You just want to grab your mic there. So we hear you've uncovered some interesting information regarding UFOs.
I did. So today, Tom DeLonge, who was a member of the CIA for over 25 years, released some classified information, and UFOs are real, and so are aliens.
Okay. What do you got in the folder there?
Well, I thought you would ask. This information I have here this is the first time that this has been shared on national television to you and your audience.
All right. So we should probably be worried for a takeover then?
Absolutely. So there's some photos that I have. I have some of the documents, but some of the photos that I have show that this is real. This was taken yesterday at Area 51.
Okay. Interesting stuff.
I mean, and clearly that's terrifying.
It's a little scary.
We also have this photo here that was taken yesterday in my backyard.
You took that yourself?
Yes, I did.
You did. What kind of phone do you use?
It's an iPhone.
Yeah, got some good lighting on that.
And the most shocking of all, I saved for last. Again, these are just terrifying. This was a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I've seen that one before. Sigourney Weaver might have thought that at one point.
I'm not sure who that is, but and then finally, again, this is no joke, people. This is serious.
You took that one yourself also?
I did.
You did, okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Tom. Sorry, we're just running short on time today. But
People need to know.
We're out of time, so.
They need to know. We'll let them know. All right, thanks.
Now Carlos will share the story of a man who tried to cheat the system out of a life sentence. Everybody, please welcome Carlos.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us about this man.
So this man is Benjamin Schrader. He was an inmate, is an inmate in the Iowa prison. He died momentarily at the hospital and had to be revived right away.
So what was his illness?
So his illness, he was getting stones in his kidneys, and that get septic poisoning inside.
Okay, so what did the court say about it?
So basically what he's saying is because he already died, he already served his life sentences. So the court is saying, no, that's not how it works.
That's some crazy stuff, man.
Even though he died, they're still going to hold him to this life
Yeah,
sentence.
he has to stay there until he really dies. In the papers, it says, like, no matter what happens, he has to stay there until he really dies.
Until he dies permanently.
Yep, and now he's getting lawyers and everything to try and get this case further.
Interesting stuff.
Yes,
It
indeed.
really is.
Well, thanks for coming by. That's a very interesting story, and we look forward to hearing more about it.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that about wraps it up for tonight's Nightly Weird News. Join us tomorrow at 10 for some even weirder news. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Gina.
They are real, you know.
That's it. I
They're
quit.
real.
I quit.
Who hires these people?
I did.